You know what, Kobe?
What's that, Barry?
One of my favorite movies is Bayou Beavers.
If that was a real movie, I would probably think it would be.
Like radioactive beavers. What's going on, guys? My name is Barry.
This is Kobe.
And this is Who Watches This.
Theme music.
Welcome to the second week of Halloween month.
And our horror movie is not Zombievers.
But it is a part of this world. Today we watched 2006 Hatchet
Yes.
with a cast filled with C and B list actors.
Right? But all recognizable.
Very, very recognizable, especially just except for Mary Beth, the girl who plays the southern chick. I don't recognize her too much.
She's in stuff though.
Yeah,
Because I always kind of like look at everybody's like IMDb and kind of because lots of times I'm like, oh, I recognize them. Where do I recognize them from? And then I have to look it up.
Yeah.
I'd have to pause the movie
Yeah.
because I'm like, I'm gonna miss the next 5 minutes of this movie trying to figure out where I know this person from.
like you will not have your focus will be totally gone, right?
Like the first, total side story. The first time I went to go see the Final Fantasy animated movie,
Yeah. The Seven or the Spirits Within?
Spirits Within.
Okay.
I recognized all the voices were like famous people, but I was so pulled out of the movie because every time a new character came in, it took me 5 minutes to figure out where I knew their voice from.
Yeah.
And then be like, oh, that's Wilford Brimley. I don't know. I know it's not him, but that was just the first name that popped in my head. But it was famous people, and then I was I was I know that, and then I have to backtrack my brain to the movie, and then I would have to it's terrible. I had to watch the movie twice because the first time was just so distracted by trying to figure out who the voice actors
You got
were.
lost in your train of thought.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
No, yeah, this one has obviously it has a couple recognizable faces. We have the robot dude from Grandma's Boy.
Yep.
Oh, who I heard from there's this waiter or former waiter on TikTok that used to serve a lot of celebrities.
Okay.
Apparently, dude's an asshole.
Ah.
He's one of those do you know who I am? Which is a shame because I always like a lot of his roles. He's
Right.
in Bones. He's in a lot of those comedy movies.
Yeah.
So that's a shame to
Right.
hear about, right? We have the blonde chick from Buffy and Angel.
Yep.
Man, I was like, oh man, her tits are out. Oh man, and I recognize Dion Richmond, the guy who plays Marcus, because he was in a lot of childhood shows I watched.
Right. Okay. And he was in the Scream movies.
Yeah.
And he was in he's, I hate to say it like this, he's the black guy who is he's the token black guy in all these spoof movies, all those just bad comedy
But see, I remember him from things like Sister, hanging out with Mr. Cooper.
Okay. Yep.
He played young Eddie Murphy in Raw. They had that little skit.
Oh, okay.
So he's been around. It looks like though from his IMDb or his filmography, he hasn't really worked too much recently.
Yeah, this was his last movie. Oh,
I wonder what happened. Yeah, I wonder what happened to him. Maybe he's just going through things, right? Who else was recognizable in here?
So I recognized the guy who was the filmmaker.
Okay, yeah. He's pretty. Oh man, he's in a lot of things as well. I feel like I'm not 100% from.
He's in the one kind of guy who loses reality with the world. that Bobcat Goldthwait wrote. America or America the Great or something like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember now.
It's pretty hard. It's pretty hard to pinpoint everyone down, right? Especially when they're, it's a B movie horror,
right?
But apparently this came out. This was not the contender, but when Wrong Turn came out, this also came out, and I enjoyed this a lot more than Wrong Turn.
Right. This was like it's a spoof, but it's like it's a spoof that's done well enough that it's not just, it doesn't have to like play off of something.
Oh yeah, I think this movie is more like a
like an homage almost.
Yeah, something about like something within that realm. It's almost if this had came out in the 80s, it would have been big.
Right.
Because of how everything was, but because it came out in 2006.
Right, but it's kind of like they were like, hey, you know what I really miss is the hack and slash movies from the 80s. So let's make something just for those people who loved those movies.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
And hearing that all of the movies are connected directly with each other makes me want to watch them even more.
Right. I'm dumb. So there's 3 parts, 3 movies.
Yeah.
And then there is a 10 years later. And when I first heard the name, I thought like, oh, well, the one with the name has got to be the first one. So I watched that one, and then that's the reunion tour. So it was exciting to actually watch this, the first one, now.
Like in chronological order.
Right? Yeah.
All right, before we get into the premise of the story, let's hit you up with a little bit of Barry's movie voice trailers.
Oh, it's a horror movie, so this is going to be... That's what horror movies are made for.
What happens when you get a heartbroken stranger in a Mardi Gras-driven New Orleans? A whole bunch of shenanigans. We have 2 best friends going on a... What would you call it? Like a horror trip. A horror tour.
Yes.
Right? And instead of...
Haunted swamp tour.
Oh, a haunted swamp tour. Even though there's boobs riddling the streets of New Orleans, he's too heartbroken. But what does this swamp... There's more to this swamp that meets the eye than alligators and fireflies. What oh god, what would you call that? Like southern? Are they southern, right?
Yeah.
What southern hauntings will be in this swamp? Find out next. This is pretty hard to do off the cuff. I feel like I need to write these down. Oh man,
I know. Like I thought this was going to be the easiest one.
No, it's hard.
And then you're right. Yeah,
right. It's hard to hit the notes the right way.
But I will have to say, we'll go back to the previous comment where we were like, "Hey, this is like people going, hey, remember 80s hack and slash movies?
Yeah,
let's make one." This has got 80s boobs all in it.
Oh yeah, it you don't even get 5 minutes in before you get your first boobs, and it is a smorgasbord of boobs.
It's yeah.
There's big ones, little ones, perky ones.
Right, it's a little something for everybody.
Yeah, we're hitting all.
There's some hairy man boobs.
Oh man, but we really start this movie with a group of friends enjoying Mardi Gras, throwing beads. Honestly, the first minute of this movie, you see the boobs, right?
Right.
But we meet up with.
Oh no! Actually, it starts the first couple minutes is Freddy Krueger's Robert Englund.
Oh yes,
and is as like southern swamp hunter looking for an alligator. He and his son.
Yeah. Who I thought they were like best friends, but maybe this
right
hard life,
And then then they think they get attacked by an alligator,
but it's a mysterious stranger.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we get to the boobs of New Orleans during Mardi Gras, which is awesome.
Right.
We meet our main character. Oh, what is his name? Oh, gosh. Ben.
Yeah.
Ben, right? Group of friends, they're hanging out. They're trying to enjoy Mardi Gras. Obviously, what you do there, you get drunk, you give girls beads, you see boobs, hopefully hook up. But Ben, he's too heartbroken from breaking up with Heather.
Yes.
He's too busy thinking that he's doing some football guy or wrestler. No, it's a wrestler guy because he has the popcorn ears.
Yes. Cauliflower ear.
Right. But his best friend Marcus is trying to get him out of his rut. But Ben, he's like, no, I can't really enjoy all these boobs right now.
But I had some friends who came to New Orleans a few years ago, and they said the Haunted Swamp Tour was awesome. So I just want to get out of town and do the Haunted Swamp Tour.
Which, it really doesn't help that this guy is wearing a comic book shop T-shirt.
Newberry Comics. It's a real comic store.
Oh. I was wondering about that.
I've never been there, but I actually used to have the same shirt, but mine was yellow.
Is it like a famous one, like Midtown Comics in New York?
So it was, I believe it was from England. It was a big comic shop there.
Oh, okay.
Like Forbidden Planet, like that size. And then it came here, and I think there's maybe three stores here.
Okay.
They're like big city, like New York, Boston, kind of like big city mall kind of stores.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, of course he would be into the haunted stuff, and it doesn't, like, for him, it doesn't really, it doesn't, what's it called, include all of this drunken behavior and nudity.
Right.
So it's probably just one way that he can kind of take his mind off things and see some haunted stuff. He's probably into the ghost hunting and all the paranormal stuff, which is, I think everybody is to a degree, right?
Right.
But yeah, he tries to tread alone, but Marcus, being his best friend, he's like, I can't let you go by yourself.
Yeah. So
the first stop we go to, it's a Todd. Oh gosh, what's his name? It's Candyman.
Yes.
Tony Todd.
Yeah,
it's Tony Todd, and it seems like something had gone wrong on one of his tours, but then we actually find out that somebody just slipped and hit their head
and sued him so that he's no longer allowed to
do night tours. But he brings he suggests that they go to Lady. Oh God, what's her name? Lady. She's the voodoo queen of New Orleans. She was in American Horror Stories. Lady Laveau.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And it's actually run by General Hospital actor Perry Shin. Who was also one of the guys in the New Guy, which was probably one of his more widely known roles to people.
Right, and it's fun to it's always fun when you have somebody who looks one way and you expect them to talk that way, and you have like this like little Asian guy comes out with the like this verbose New Orleans accent.
It is a caricature, right? Dude, at some point, I was just like, dude, he's doing like 4 different accents.
Right.
We got Detroit. We got Chinese dude. We have New Orleans guy.
Yep.
It gets to the point where people are just as confused. One of the actors are just as confused as he is, right? But no, we find out that he's actually doing night tours, and then in the store that he's working at, the voodoo store, we also get introduced to 2 spring breakers, almost. But no, but they're shooting what seems to be a softcore adult film.
It's just 2 girls, and it just seems to be topless, at least from what we're getting.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, hey, everywhere we visit, you guys should like be flirty with each other and show your boobs a lot on film.
Right, and obviously we have the sleazebag director Doug Shapiro.
Yep.
And he's just like, and you think they're all being flirty until the cameras are off, and The girls are bickering nonstop. The blonde girl's obviously the dumb one.
Yeah.
And then the other one is apparently a New York NYU graduate.
Right.
And they're just trying to act, right? So we get them taken onto this swamp tour, and on the bus we actually meet Mary Beth, who is a protagonist for the next 3 films, for this film and the next 2. But at first she's pretty quiet, and we don't really know much about her. But Ben is trying to get to know her and is flirting very badly in this bus.
Yes.
While
Marcus. Yeah, very poorly.
Yeah. While Marcus notices that one of the spring break or the NYU grad is riddled with crabs. Because we get a crotch shot of her scratching. And he's like, oh.
Right, and they had just made jokes about a waitress that he had slept with who had crabs.
Yeah. Dude, she was allergic to her detergent. That's all it was. No, but we hurry to this boat tour, and something's a little bit off about Perry Shin's character, Sean. Because he seems like he's really rushing onto this boat. The boat's not working. So it makes me think that he's never actually been on the boat.
Right.
Too much. But then we have our harbinger who is on the river. And he's like, oh, don't you go down now. There's only death over there. No, he doesn't do it that way.
I think we got your accent, though. I think you didn't sound at all like him, but that was the perfect New Orleans accent.
No, I'm really heavily deriving that accent from Joe Dirt.
Okay. Yep.
When we got the father, the actor who's playing Sean's father from Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
And David Spade's like, "Do you like to see homos naked or hobos naked?" Oh man, no. But yeah, obviously he's trying to warn them, like, don't go over there. The swamp's closed. It seems like no one's supposed to be on the swamp at nighttime,
right?
Because apparently there's been a lot of missing people that's been happening over there, right? Yeah. But Sean ignores it,
and even though there's the legend of Crawley, but mostly they just assume that it's these giant alligators.
Yeah.
Well, not giant, but 12-foot alligators, because that's what the father and son were looking for.
Yeah. But as Sean is trying to read off of his flashcards, trying to tell this haunting tour, one of the girls, obviously everybody keeps interjecting about the facts that are misleading. Yeah. Like, we have the swamp vapors. We have the reasons why graves are in stones and not underground.
Right.
And Sean is slowly losing his shit. He's like, you need to let me just do this, all right? No, but we get to the swamp, and he's trying to tell a story about Victor Crowley, who lived in his house, and the girl who was quiet on the bus, Mary Beth, is like, that's not the house. And right. He's like, what do you know? This is my tour. But then all of a sudden they get stuck on a rock during the boat tour, and then so everyone, one of the patrons, the fat old white guy, who is also in a lot of things.
Yes,
right. He kind of has that funny face.
Right. I always recognize him from Office Space. He was the one who was like making the game jump to conclusions.
Wait, no, I thought that was the guy who got hit in the car.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then he was like, he had invited everybody over because he had got the big insurance payout.
Yeah. Yeah, he has a good mustache. I like his mustache. It's very plantation
He's been in a ton of things, but I've seen Office Space like 30 times, so that's always where my head goes.
Well, that's because you're also an office worker, so you could relate to that movie very hard. No, and then so as they're trying to make way, he gets bit by an alligator. And then so they make their way onto land, trying to traverse this swamp area. And then Mary Beth goes to tell the story about Victor Crowley, how he was deformed, right? And his father just kept him inside, but his father cared for him. We see like little flashbacks of the story where he's like feeding him gruel, and he's taking care of him. But obviously the people of this town that they live in know about Victor Crowley, how he's deformed, how he is scary looking, and so they're constantly antagonizing him to the point that in one Halloween situation, they're throwing firecrackers at his house, and he's freaking out.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And
He's a little bit like Elephant Man, or
yeah.
like, I don't know,
Or the dude
Toxic
from-
Avenger.
or the dude from the Goonies.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
A little sloth.
Yeah, it's like if Sloth didn't have the Goonies.
Yeah.
Right? But his house starts to catch on fire, so his father is trying to get him out, but he can't because Victor is pressing up against the door while the father is trying to push in.
Right.
And he gets his hatchet and accidentally smacks Crowley dead with the hatchet.
Yep.
And then the dad dies of a heartbreak for 10 years. Like, he suffered in heartbreak for 10 years because he accidentally killed his own son, and that's how the legend happened for this swamp. And so and everyone, like, what's it called, Mary Beth is like, that's not the house. Sean, who was the tour guide, has like, how do you know? And she points up to the actual house
Right up the hill. Yep.
yeah. And it's pretty menacing, but they figured that is the fastest way to the road is to go past that house. But everyone starts to get a little bit more scared of the house and don't want to go. And so, what's his name? Jim, the old guy, and his wife is trying to help him pass. And she's like, you're a bunch of cowards. And then this is where we actually get the first real good look at Victor Crowley.
Right. Yeah, because she's really pushing to get to the road because her husband's leg got bit by an alligator.
Yeah.
And so, she didn't want him to bleed out.
Yeah, because he was already saying that he was cold.
Yeah.
Oh, and man, and this really was like, this is the part that really set the tone for me.
Yes.
For these amazing kills. Because he hatches him clear diagonally.
Right.
Which is awesome. And then he goes after the wife and
it
rips her.
It takes like 12 swings to get through him because he's a big old guy.
He's a heavy dude.
With
right?
just a little hatchet.
Yeah.
I loved it because it almost felt realistic. Like, you're not just going to chop somebody clean in half with a little hatchet.
Yeah, not at least on the first one.
Right.
And then he goes after the wife and rips her head off. And this is the art of this movie, right? Because all of these are practical effects.
Oh yeah.
Which,
because these guys love the 80s horror movies.
Yeah.
And this is...
Oh, my.
Yeah, absolute.
Mary Beth shoots him in the chest, and he presumably is down for the count, right?
Yep.
Until, as they're running through the swamp, Doug Shapiro is missing from them, and then actually gets his head twisted like a bottle cap.
Oh, yep.
Clear. And we find out that Victor Crowley is still alive and kicking. But yeah, throughout this movie, I'm gonna really speed up this whole situation because the rest of the movie is really just them trying to run, fight, and run, right?
And die, yeah.
And die, right? But everyone gets picked off a little bit slowly, and for some reason they keep almost like they're trapped in the swamp because they keep ending up at the house.
Which I felt like was just like another callback to like the old horror movies, like the old 80s horror movies, where it was just they always ended up back
at the house.
Back at the house.
But they keep going there. They're like, maybe we can find weapons, and they keep getting picked off slowly. And throughout this whole film, my anxiety was going up because I was like, man, I really hope Marcus stays alive. Because he did what every hot-blooded American wanted to do. He wanted to get drunk and see some boobs. It's Mardi Gras. Yep. I deserve these boobs for these plastic beads. But turns out that the last three people are gonna be Ben, Mary Beth, and Marcus, and they almost it feels like they're making it, right? They reached a new level, which is the graveyard.
Yep.
And I'm like, all right, they're gonna get out, but no, Marcus ends up not really sacrificing, but he gets caught, and he's like tells Ben to run,
right? Because
that is the only way Ben will run, because it's obviously Ben's gonna be guilt stricken because this was his idea,
right? Oh yeah.
But Mary Beth pulls Ben away and is like, we gotta run, we have to survive. He's buying us time, and as they leave, he gets impaled on the foot by a steel gate bar.
Yep.
And
From the cemetery, yeah.
Oh man, that was rough. Like him not being able to pull it out, but bending it to spear Victor Crowley was I just my foot hurt as I watched it. But it seems like they get away because we find Mary Beth. Well, Mary Beth earlier in the movie finds her brother and her dad dead. Obviously, and she freaks out. But she finds their boat and they're trying to go down the river. But all of a sudden, Mary Beth gets pulled underneath, and it looks like Ben is trying to extend his hand out to bring her up.
Yep.
But the moment she reaches it, it is Victor Crowley. And then the movie just ends. I felt so unsatisfied. I was like, well, what? But, I mean, that's how a lot of 80s movies really ended.
Right, yeah, there wasn't a 5-minute follow-up. Yeah, the movie ended.
But it was in such an abrupt manner that it totally threw me off.
Right.
But Kobe, let's before we get into our breakdown of the rest of the movie, let us go to our high star, low star section. Kobe, what do you want to read today?
Let me go with the high star.
All right.
Doom. Okay, so we have M Strain, 5 stars, entertaining. I was always hesitant to watch this film. It had mixed reviews and sounded a little stupid, but I actually enjoyed it. It was a cool callback to 80s slasher films and had a cool cast including Robert Englund, Tony Todd, and Kane Hodder, who played Jason in a bunch of the Friday the 13th movies, and he was, if you're a Buffy the Vampire fan, it even had Harmony in it, Mercedes McNabb. The storyline is very Jason-esque, but it's about a deformed boy, tragic death, with the sadist killer roaming the woods. The deaths were graphic, and Hatchet's movements were pretty funny. I'm looking forward to checking out part 2 and 3.
Man, what a guy of culture.
Right?
All right, let's go to our 2-star review by Lisa Twig. 2 stars, bafflingly bad, barely B horror movie. And this is a verified purchase, so you know she watched it, right? After reading the other reviews, I was wondering if I missed something, but I highly doubt it. I get that this movie is supposed to be a horror comedy, but what an absolute waste of a premise, as well as 2 iconic horror actors, Tony Todd and Robert Englund. See, we already know she's uncultured. She doesn't even mention Kane Hodder.
Yep.
I am used to horror stereotypes by now, but the characters in this movie are beyond stereotypical. They are cartoonish. This movie does not even compare to far better horror comedies. Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, Shaun of the Dead, Life After Beth, Better Watch Out, The Babysitter, Behind the Mask, etc. At first, the purposely bad jokes and gore were charming and reminded me of 80s slashers and their campiness, but it gets old real fast. I definitely have seen worse movies, but at least they were so bad they were funny. This movie felt so forced, I half expected a flashing neon sign demanding I laugh. Hard pass.
That's rough.
I think she had the point. You know, it is a callback to the 80s slashers and the campiness.
Right.
But then she expected it to turn into some sort of masterpiece.
Right, exactly.
And that's where she went wrong.
Yeah.
Kobe, what are some of your favorite parts in this movie?
There's some weird parts that I really strangely enjoyed. Like there's this really long take about the two girls and the boat driver and then the best friend, and they're arguing because there's a bush that's like rattling.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And instead of like it being like a really close up on like and them arguing, it's like this far back, strange camera angle as you could continually see the bush moving as they're arguing, and it's like this really long held like cut.
Yeah. that moment, right? So as we see that scene, the NYU girl is next to the bush, and Marcus is like, hold still, which is like, no, I'm not holding still.
Right.
But they have it at an angle where you are expecting Victor Crowley to pop up and then grab her.
Right.
Right. And it's
Totally.
it is like this comedic take almost, that the four of them are arguing about who should go check it. Marcus should check it because he has the flashlight, and he tries to pawn it off to Sean, played by Perry Shedd, and he's like, and then he's like, oh man, you gonna make the brother do it? Like, and he goes to do it, and it's actually just a baby raccoon.
Yeah, just a little raccoon.
And then the NYU student gets sanded to death.
Right. Yeah, because then Victor Crowley comes charging in from the opposite side where you don't expect him to be.
Yeah. Yeah, there are actual parts where I actually jumped. I think it was one of the parts where the first time when they find the body of Doug Shapiro.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And they're just talking about what to do, and all of a sudden he pops up, and it got me. I will admit, this B horror comedy got me to like, oh my god. Oh man, it's so weird, right? Because as you see, like, Victor Crowley in this movie, he seems alive enough to be actually dealt with.
Right. Yeah, you don't, and they argue about it as well. You don't know if it's a ghost or if it is if this is like Victor Crowley, but he didn't actually die when he got axed in the face.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if you ever find out. Maybe by the end of the third movie.
All right. Well, obviously, you already saw the Victor Crowley 10 years later movie.
Right.
And he's still alive and kicking.
He is still alive and kicking.
Yeah, it made me wonder because, he gets shot, what I presume is in the lung. By Mary Beth.
Right in the middle of his chest.
Right. And then he gets set on fire.
Right. He gets stabbed through the back with a pitchfork.
Stabbed in the back with a pitchfork. Also, he gets stabbed in the back of the head with the
little hand rake thing. Yeah.
And so, but then he keeps getting back up. So it's making me think: does he have these Michael Myers powers?
Right. Which was another one of those movies where you're like, how does he keep getting up? Is he like possessed? Is like Satan powering him, or is it?
All he has to do is switch places with people. That's how they kept him alive after H2O resurrection.
Yeah.
Which, and then they had the cojones to kill Jamie Lee Curtis in the next one after that.
Right.
I think that was the movie with the very young Paul Rudd. Right? I think that was Paul Rudd's first movie.
Yes.
I forgot what it was called, but I was like, that's ridiculous. That's Ant-Man now. Oh man, yeah. I think some of the best parts. Well, obviously, what I think they had used up 1.5 million of their budget is all these practical effects.
Oh right. Oh yeah. No, the practical effects. If you haven't listened to our previous podcasts, we praise the practical effects
because it's so much. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to see. It doesn't look as exaggerated as it would with computer generated graphics.
Right.
Favorite kill?
I liked the way they killed the boat driver. He comes out with the shovel.
Oh.
And he swings it and takes off his leg.
Yeah.
And then he shovels off his head.
No, my you know what though? I saw the cast for the other movies. He's in the other movies as the same character.
Interesting.
So I don't know if it's in a flashback.
Well, I don't know, because he makes the joke that his brother got him the job, so maybe like it's his twin brother.
I guess General Hospital wasn't paying enough. Oh no, my favorite kill has to be, it's a tie, right? It has to be a tie between the bottleneck kill from Doug Shapiro.
Okay.
And the head ripping. Which is probably what I feel like is the most visceral one, because as he peels the top of her head back, which I liked how they clipped it, right? Because they did a 360 where it was the lady's face, and then the moment you came back to it, it was the dummies.
Yes.
But man, when they peeled it back and then you see the tongue flapping on top.
They did, but there was a number of times where they did like kind of really cool camera angles like that, like little camera tricks.
Because they only had 1.5 to mess with.
But they got like I said, they got a good cameraman on there. He was like, I got some tricks.
Yeah. I was like, we're gonna stretch out this budget as far as we can, guys. Don't worry. Yeah, this movie is not really riddled with any metaphorical messages. This is a pretty straightforward swamp horror.
Right. Yep.
Have you ever been to New Orleans?
I have not.
Yeah, I haven't either, because I hate being sticky. And from what I've heard from other people, if you go to the South, you're always sticky.
Right. I've been to Florida, and yeah, it's a good 75% humidity on a dry day.
Oh, jeez. What part of Florida have you been to? I know your dad retired there. So.
Yeah, so I've been to Orlando. Oh, excuse me. I've been to Orlando, then I've been like Tampa area, and then my dad retired on the Gulf side, so like Fort Myers, Naples area, like down at the bottom.
All the old people are at.
All the old people, yep.
Yeah, I'd never want to go. I've been to the Philippines plenty of times. Well, not plenty of times, but I've been there. I've lived there. It's always hot too. It's always sticky.
Right.
And it's the worst. And then when you watch people in jeans in those situations, it's like, why? Why? Like, everything is so musty already, and then you're just attributing to your swamp.
You're like, I want fabric to be glued to my skin.
Constantly. I wouldn't be surprised if someone told me, like, oh yeah, dude, barely anybody in the South wears underwear. If I gotta wear jeans, I'm not wearing any underwear. Oh man, but yeah, I gotta say though, like, would you? So if you ever went to New Orleans, would you want to do these swamp tours? Like these haunted swamp tours?
I probably would.
Nah, I'm alright. I don't know. It probably stinks. I guess it would have, like, I would have to hit that sweet spot, right? I think every place in the world has a sweet spot where it is a California 75.
Okay, yeah.
Right. I just feel like there has to, like, we have it here. It's that like 2 weeks of April, and then 2 weeks of early October.
Yeah.
Where we had that sweet, you enjoy being outside. It's nice and cool.
Yeah.
It's hot.
You could actually open some windows.
Yeah, you could. Oh, well, for me, I run hot, so even during the dead of winter, I'm opening my windows. Like, I would rather see. All right, I don't know about you. Like, what kind of guy are you? Do you like being cold or hot?
I don't like being cold.
Oh, you don't?
No, I'm like born and raised here in Vegas.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't like 115's hot, but like 100's fine, and I don't have any problem like having the house at like 80 at night.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, it gets down to like people are like, yeah, the ideal temperature, scientifically, the ideal temperature to sleep at is 67.
Oh,
and I'm
lovely.
Like, what the hell?
Okay.
Like, I don't feel like I'd be comfortable sleeping in a parka.
Well, no, okay, so think about it, right? It's almost like hibernating. So like colder temperatures tend to slow down the blood flow. Obviously, that's why Captain Cold can combat Flash.
True.
Right, and so it kind of almost lulls you into a sleep. That's why people that like die like of like I don't know the Donner Party.
You like shiver till you're out of energy and you just pass out.
Yeah, well, like,
from exhaustion.
They say that if you freeze to death, it's one of the easier ways to go, because you fall asleep, and then you just never wake up. And so when you have it, like, oh man, 68 is beautiful.
Okay, see, like on the opposite side, like if I go to like a pool, and it's 110 out, and I like lay down in like in one of the lounge chairs, not in the pool, like next to the pool, throw some sunglasses on, a little hat to shade my face, and just let the sun beat down on me, and I just get tired, and I could just sit out there for just till somebody wakes me up and be like, "Hey, drink some water."
Hey, you're sunburned.
yeah, that's it. You should roll over.
Which I get that too, but that's just sun exhaustion. Like, yeah, I hate, I like, it's so hard for me to go to sleep when it's hot. And for the Philippines, man, there's fans running constantly.
Right.
Because air conditioning is expensive. But me, oh man, if it was up to me, my house would be at a beautiful 72 degrees constantly. And then when it's like wintertime, wintertime, I leave my window open. It gets nice and chilly in my room.
Right.
Yeah, I have these burrito like comforters.
Yeah, so I live in a condo and like I'm the bottom floor, and I always try to not turn my heat on in the winter.
Oh yeah, it's because it's noisy.
I've
lived in condos before,
but man, it gets to a point where I have to there's just not enough blankets that I can put on myself to stay warm.
It's funny, right? Because for my old job, I worked with a lot of women. But I would it would be a constant battle for the thermostat.
Okay.
And then but I won. I finally won with an argument. I told him, I was like, listen, because you're allowed to wear a light sweater or like a cardigan if you got cold, right?
Okay.
So I told him, I was like, listen, if you guys get cold, you can put more clothes on. But if I get hot, I can't take more clothes off.
Fair enough.
So that's how I feel. Like, I love wearing sweats. I love wearing like hoodies. So when it's like December in Vegas, it's like, oh, got my socks on. All right, but yeah, let's get back to the movie. We went on I went on a tangent about temperature control.
I'm not even sure how we got there from this movie.
I have no idea. Oh, I think it's because I kept talking about how I wouldn't want to go on a swamp tour, let alone the southern states.
Yeah,
which I'm really missing out because I heard the food is phenomenal in the South.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, New Orleans used to have great grub.
Oh man, like beignets.
Yeah,
like I would love to try out a New Orleans beignet.
I always wanted. Sorry, this is another side story here. I always wanted to like get like, I don't know, an RV or something, travel the country and like stop at every like major city and like go to some restaurant that was on like diners, drive-ins, and dives, or like
Triple
some
D.
Yeah, some kind of like TV famous.
Right.
Like, you gotta go here and try the hash, whatever. And it's like, ooh, I wanna. Good with that. That's our breakfast stop.
No, I definitely. So it's funny. I have one of those things, right, where if I go to a new city, I have to go to the shadiest looking restaurants, like those restaurants where you're like, I might get food poisoning in there, but it also can be the best food ever.
Which, once we get famous and we start traveling to do our podcasts in different cities because people are paying us to. or when we're going to visit our special guests, stuff like that. Yeah, no, I'm totally down with.
Amazing.
I'm totally down with eating at the greasy spoon.
It's funny. One of the things too is like, especially for like the Asian community, right? We always talk about like if your waiter at an Asian restaurant is nice to you, that place is trash. You know, a lot of Asian restaurants are no bullshit restaurants. They're like, the common American courtesy is out the window the moment you step into a really good Asian restaurant. Because the moment they hit your table, the first thing out of their mouth is, "What do you want?"
Yeah.
And then it's funny too, because like a lot of people, especially like for Asians, they talk about, listen, if her thumb is not in my pho, it's not good. That thumb adds the extra flavor of deliciousness, which I know horrifies anybody who's not used to Asian cuisine or Asian culture.
Right.
They're like, dude, she had her thumb, or even when the placement of their hands as they're serving food, they're like, dude, her thumb is really close to touching my food. I was like, oh, dude, it's probably not going to be good now. Like, I love introducing people to Asian food. Right? And then, I love hearing their first thoughts on when I take them to, like, my favorite restaurants.
Yeah.
They're like, she's so rude. And I was like, yeah, but do you look around you? This place is busy.
Yeah.
Because it's good. And I love that. That's how I hinge it, If I go to an Asian restaurant, the waiter's too nice, don't want to eat there. If it's too clean, don't want to eat there. If the bathroom doesn't serve as a supply closet, don't want to eat there. Have you noticed that? Every time you go to an Asian restaurant, it's always half supply closet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I always think, it's like, man, I kind of want to take one of these toilet rolls. Oh man, but yeah, this movie is how would you rate this as far as like a slasher film?
This is a well done slasher film. I mean,
like where would you place it on comparing to the Michael Myers, the Jason Voorhees, the Hills Have Eyes? I don't know if I count that as a slasher film.
Yeah, that's a little.
Yeah, that's.
But yeah, this is. I'm like, it's right there.
Right.
Yeah.
It just feels like it's a little too late coming out.
Right.
And I, as I watched this movie, I was like, man, this movie would have been.
Yes, if the first one came out in like '86, there would have been 13 of them.
Oh man, yeah. Jason has 13.
Yeah. So apparently it was written that it was supposed to be a 3-parter, and that's why kind of like it has that cliffhanger-ish ending, or that super abrupt ending that starts like the next movie starts like right off that. But
because it ends pretty much like Friday the 13th Part 1.
Right.
Where like they're chilling on the boat, and then Jason all of a sudden comes out.
Yeah.
Grabs, same thing.
Right.
Yeah, I'm really excited to watch the rest of this series. It seems like a whole lot of fun. As obviously you've seen from the reviews from our high low star section. Even on the low star section, it's a homage to 80s slasher films.
Right. Yeah, and still like a low end too.
Yeah.
That's hey, that's we've had people who are some of these reviews where they're like, I gave it no stars and I wish I could give it less.
Yeah, and this this lady, I'm assuming, I apologize if your pronouns are different. Yeah, gave it 2 stars, even though she was like, this is a terrible B horror movie comedy. And it's kind of rough, right? She lists a lot of classic B comedy horrors. Like Tucker, Dale versus Evil, Shaun of the Dead are probably like the top tier ones.
Right.
Simon Pegg and Nathan Frost, and then what's called Alan Tudyk, and I forgot what the big dude's name was. He's like a pretty famous. He's a bigger Canadian actor.
Yeah.
those ones are rough because they're pretty much parodies.
Right.
Right. This one is also like a parody of campy slasher films. But yeah, super enjoyable. I want to thank you guys. If this is the first time you guys are joining us, thank you for joining us. Please check out the rest of the month or check out our past theme months. We do a whole bunch of themes.
Yeah, we always do fun Christmas movies on Christmas time. We always do horror movies for Halloween.
Yeah, we do favorite enigmatic actors like Nicolas Cage and Danny Trejo.
We've only done Nick Cage once, but we're gonna make him an annual event.
Oh, I mean, he has so much. Yeah, we're gonna do him for as long as we can. I know how that sounds. Oh man, but yeah, if this is the first time you guys are joining us, thank you for joining us. We always appreciate it. But we do our reviews in 4 sections. We have stream it, DVD it, Blu-ray it, and for this one, we have an ultimate box collection.
Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely getting the ultimate box collection.
And the ultimate box collection is going to be the Victor Crowley Outhouse.
Oh yes.
And then on the side is a hatchet. It has to be a hatchet.
It has to be a hatchet. Right? Yeah.
Colby, what are you going for this one?
Oh, the ultimate box. I was already looking into it after we watched this. I was like, oh, I gotta watch the next 2. Well, I was already Amazoning up.
Well,
some,
you're gonna have to
ultimate
rewatch
boxes.
Victor Crowley because now you have context.
Right.
So.
Right. I hope that I can find a box set that's included.
Right. I feel like it was because I think Victor Crowley came out. So, like, the second one came out 2010. The third one came out 2013. And the Victor Crowley one came out 2017. So, it's not too far. And I feel like they're like, well, we're going to come out with the sequel 10 years later, Victor Crowley. You know, I saw this as we were watching it on one of our favorite platforms, Tubi.
I actually watched it on Tubi. Here, we'll say I started watching it on Vudu because they were showing it also for free. And after, like, the first 10 minutes and I had 3 commercial breaks, I was like, we're going to Tubi. Tubi has, like, 2 commercial breaks in the whole movie. I love you, Tubi.
Yeah, for me, I think I had, like, 4. Not too much.
Yeah.
Which I'm, like, surprised because I'm like, man, Kobe only has 2 and I have 4. But at least they're not reoccurring commercials. So, which is fine. So,
yes.
And then I saw Victor Crowley as one of the movies I should watch next. And I was like, is that like a different Victor Crowley? Because Crowley is such a name for evil people.
Right.
You know, because one of the most more famous Crowleys is from Supernatural. Which is one of my favorite characters in there because he has this really weird budding
and weirdly, Victor's
a
pretty evil first name.
Yeah.
We apologize to any Victors or
no,
any Crowleys out there.
I don't. You're all evil. You're...
Please hit us up on our Facebook and message us and tell us how wrong we are about those names.
No, every Victor I've known is kind of a dick. I don't know how. I don't know if like Shakespeare says something about names. I know there's something. Oh no, that's a rose. Never mind. Yeah, same thing. Same thing for Victors. A dick in any other name is still a dick.
That's true.
No, that's just for me. I don't know. Kobe might have some.
It's weird because you're like, hey, it's my buddy Vic, and you're like, hey, Vic, but you're like, this is my friend Victor, and you're like, I'm not gonna invite him to my house.
Do you know any good Victors in your Have you ever met a good Victor that's been like a solid dude?
I'm not.
You're blanking.
Yeah, like I know a cool Vic.
Yeah.
And I know a Victor that had enough enemies that when he came to my store one time, somebody slashed his tire, and then he went and fixed his tire, went across the parking lot, saw a movie, and when he came out from the movie, the new tire had been slashed.
Oh my!
So twice in one day.
Oh my!
See, you don't got friends if. Yeah.
Yeah, if someone's going out of their way to slash your tires every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... You must... Do you do... Like, all right, I don't know if he listens to this, but can you tell our audience why this Victor was so tire slashy?
I don't know.
No?
Like, he's like he's a Magic player, and he came in and played Magic
that
occasionally, but like he was much more like he'd come in and show off his cool cards, but didn't ever really play. Just talked about playing.
Maybe sometimes that rubs people the wrong way.
Yeah,
like because obviously you could always show off a collection, and it's always nice to see like really cool collections. But then I've met some people, or at some tables that are always like, if I had this opening hand, I would have won. It's like, but you didn't, and you lost. But yeah, for me, easily a Ultimate Box Collection. I feel this is a underappreciated horror movie classic. I think more people.
Right? Yeah. I really was not familiar with this. Like I said, it was maybe a few months ago that I watched the fourth issue of this movie, the fourth movie, and it was just like, what? And I should have seen the other ones first. But now there was enough time. It kind of like...
It's kind of washed away from your
mind,
right?
Yeah. So it was nice to start at the beginning, and I will definitely be watching the next two this weekend.
I think the downfall for this movie franchise was just coming out around the same time that the Wrong Turn series came out. Almost very similar as far as like the antagonists. From what I remember, for the antagonist for the Wrong Turn, it was a lot of inbred hillbillies.
Right.
Almost sort of the same fashion as The Hills Have Eyes minus the radiation.
Right, yeah.
But this one, it doesn't seem too... they look the same almost, but the stories are totally different.
Right.
And I'm really looking forward to the next two, the second and the third one, to actually learn more or not.
Yeah, and I feel like the other one was Wrong Turn was more let's see how scary we can actually make this, and this movie was kind of more of a let's see how creative we can get with kills.
And that is much more awesome.
Yeah, I agreed.
Because we obviously we've seen enough horror films where it's really hard to surprise us with kills.
Yeah.
And we've seen Jason bottleneck somebody, right?
Right.
But and then we've seen Jason rip somebody's head off. But the way that they displayed it, the way that they showed it with the practical effects, was, I feel like, way more visceral than what we've seen in Jason movies.
Right. Right.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you again for joining us. My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. If you guys want to check out who does our theme music, it is Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage, and her Bandcamp is down below.
Thank you.